No, so the US is important to us at all levels because, frankly, the Security Council, in a sense, is a small part of our relationship with the US, which is huge, whether it comes to trade, whether it comes to defense, whether it comes to intelligence sharing, whether it comes to our participation in the Quad, in the G20. There are just so many avenues in which we cooperate with the US. And then there is the phenomenally important Indian-American community. Some 4 to 5 million people of Indian descent in America, who are the largest, most successful ethnic group when it comes to median income and so on. This is a very, very important community. And for us, we will do our very best, obviously, to get our message out to whoever in the US is prepared to listen. It's no accident that the Pakistanis have also sent a delegation abroad, but they're not going to as many countries as the Indian delegations are. They're focusing on what they consider a few key capitals, namely Washington, Brussels, London. That seems to be the thrust of the Pakistani effort. We have gone to all those capitals and more. But when I say we, I don't mean just me, all the other MP delegations. But in Washington, we'll have the interesting phenomenon of the Pakistani delegation in America on almost exactly the same dates. They've been in New York, I believe, today and tomorrow they'll be in New York. Thereafter, yesterday and today, I beg your pardon, in New York. Tomorrow onwards, they will be in Washington while we are in Washington on the same dates. So there's going to be some, perhaps, increase in interest because of the fact there are two dueling delegations, as it were. The next stage is Washington, D.C. We had already been to New York on our way into Guyana. We stopped via New York in transit and we went to the 9/11 memorial to victims of terrorism to show that we were coming on this crusade, as it were, against terrorism. And that was a good symbolic gesture to begin with. But we're not going back to New York. We're now only in Washington. And in Washington, we have meetings set up with the entire range of public opinion in Washington, government officials, legislators, that is senators and congressmen, various committees in the House and the Senate, think tanks who are very influential in Washington, particularly those focusing on foreign policy, media, and some public addresses, like, for example, the National Press Club, where I'll be holding a press conference with some of my colleagues. There's going to be an event at the embassy, in fact, two events at the embassy, one for the Indian community on one evening, and another evening there's going to be an event which will actually showcase India's connection with the sort of influential opinion makers across Washington, some 80 to 100 guests. These are not mainly Indians. The Indians are mainly coming on the 4th. So it's a very interesting mix of people, and I will say that a mix of functions, I beg your pardon. And I will say that it's going to be fairly demanding. I have been asked to spend, though some of my colleagues will leave on the morning of Friday the 6th, I've been asked to spend the rest of the day giving 7 or 8 interviews to individual American channels and broadcasters, podcasters, and so on. So that will also give us an opportunity to get our message out. It's a challenging environment. America is a very crowded media space. It's the world news generator. And for them, therefore, our story may not be top of the mind, but if we can get the attention of those who care about South Asia, those who care about India, those who care about terrorism, we can get our message across very, very easily.